And we are live. Hello, Putfeet.
Hello.
How are you?
You were complaining about my video, or was I complaining about my video?
It looks better tonight because it's darker.
Yeah, I just turned off the lamp to my right that you said bothered you, and I took the chimera lamp I have to the left of me, and I pointed it at the wall,
Better.
so the light is glowing on me instead of going up in the rim.
Yep.
Does that look better?
Well, you look about the same, but the lighting...
Amazing.
The lighting effect is better in that the red comes out more because it's not being overshadowed by a bunch of white light.
Yeah, it's still not much red. I mean, in real life, it looks really red.
Yeah. Cameras have a hard time with red.
How do you like the weird, creepy shadow above my mantle there?
Ooh, it's like Halloween or something.
Well,
All right. Do you hear us now, John? I think he does. He's in the right spot.
Poor John. Of course, Allison looks amazing. Thank you, Zoe. It's amazing how pleasant it is here before
Kevin shows up.
Kevin gets here.
He
Yeah.
may not make it, or if he does, it'll be late.
So Kevin is the one who said, pick me for that charger for the car, the magnetic charger. He doesn't have a MagSafe case on his phone. So he gave it to his wife. I mean, Patty's awesome and everything, so I guess it's cool that she got it, but it's kind of like, why did you ask for it? You don't have MagSafe. He goes, I don't know, it wouldn't stick. Wouldn't stay on there. So yeah, you got to have like the little magnet ring there. Oh well. Well, I think, should I double check that they can hear playback, Steve?
Yeah, I think we should.
All right, I'll do a little test recording.
Hold on. I don't have Discord volume because it's turned off. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Test recording. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, and I'm so excited to be here. All right. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, and I'm so excited to be here. All right.
All right. I heard it.
But I know you always hear it.
I mean, I heard it double.
Anybody in the chat room hear it? All right, Sandy and Zoe's, they got it. Okay, good.
All right. Confirmation.
Okay.
How many people in the chat room have the Oscars on in the background?
Are you one of them, Steve?
No, not me.
You sure?
No.
Are you recording them for me?
I am. Actually, I should confirm that it's recording because it's been on an hour, I think.
Yeah. Have we seen any of the movies? That's the real question, right?
Yes, we have.
It's a miracle. Alrighty. I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Here we go.
Whoop.
Whoop. Whoop.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you done saying whoop?
Go.
Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeet.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Apple bias. Today is Sunday, March 2nd, 2025, and this is show number 1034. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I actually finally have my voice completely back. I don't know if it was still bothering you, but it was still bothering me that it was all gravelly up until just a few weeks ago. Anyway, I'm excited about this. Roll call. No, Jill, Michael, John, Sandy, Steve, Zoe, Lynn somewhere. I don't see her in the list, but I know she's here.
She's here.
She's not in the live show listen, so I think she's listening and at the webpage maybe. Probably. Or on YouTube. Yeah. All right, let's do a chapter mark. And I have already saved once.
There's Lynn. Hello, Lynn.
There you are. You're not in the, if I don't see somebody in the live show listen, it's a little hard to tell that they're here, except when they say hi.
She shows up in the sidebar here.
She probably is, but I got all these other people that, Donald Burr, Tom, Aaliyah. Remember Aaliyah? Beju. Haven't seen Beju in ages. Bill Reveal. There's a lot of people in there.
I think Lynn's coming in as a widget bot.
Could be.
Yeah.
Hey, there's DSC Chipman.
Yeah.
Haven't seen him in ages either. All right. Back to recording. Here we go. On Programming by Stealth this week, in our mini-series on GitHub Pages, we learned how to create a basic Jekyll site. To do this, we needed to install a modern version of Ruby. That was pretty cool. Install its gem bundler, create a little placeholder site, and then serve Jekyll to view our site locally. We then pushed it up to GitHub, where the GitHub actions we learned about last time did their magic and created a real website for us, all for free. But we didn't stop there. One of our goals is to create our own theme now and to build on what we get with Bootstrap. We actually downloaded the source, not the compiled version of Bootstrap, which I think that might be the first time I've ever downloaded source. And then we were able to pick and choose which files we wanted to use from Bootstrap. While learning about the standard conventions for directory structure and Jekyll sites, we also learned about SAS, I'll get this right, syntactically awesome style sheets. That's just fun to say. Anyway, and how Jekyll will turn those into standard CSS. It's a bit of a heavy lift in terms of a lot of moving pieces, but no one bit of this was hard to learn. It was great fun, and this is just the beginning of what we're going to learn about using Jekyll as a fully functional content management system to give us web pages on GitHub Pages for free. Not web pages, website. It was great fun. It was great fun, and this is just the beginning of what we're going to learn about using Jekyll as a fully functional content management system that will allow us to create a website for free on GitHub Pages. Of course, you can find Bart's fabulous tutorial show notes and the audio podcast at pbs.bartificer.net. All right. Next up is
Kevin
EcoFlow.
made it. Hello, wingman. Welcome.
Oh, there goes the neighborhood. Save, that's an idea. I probably should do that. Sometimes when I'm recording, like last week where I recorded early, I write to Kevin and I ask him to just randomly shoot me text messages that say save for the next hour. All right. So next we are going to do, let's see, we need a little bumper. And then we're going to do... Yes, so this is, I'm going to do EcoFlow first.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that sounds in there. .net. We are actually doing a do-over of an interview. I interviewed Jeanette Holton last night at a different event, and I botched it up so badly I actually exploded something on their signage in the middle of it. So we're doing a do-over. We are here in the EcoFlow booth, and y'all make portable electric generators.
Yes, we make portable power generators of all kinds of sizes and.
I find it odd they call them generators. I only think of generators as things that are generating power, not storing and feeding it back like a battery.
Yeah.
So the word generator, it may be that there's a connotation. They don't like the battery connotation, so they don't use battery.
I guess so. Power stations is what you call it in your description.
And a power station, that makes sense. It does supply power. There's no question about that. But generating power.
Well, it might be people use it like Kevin has I think has a gas or diesel generator at his house for backup power. If you replace that with a battery, maybe your brain just goes, well, that's another generator. Maybe because it takes the place of that kind of a system. I'm
pretty sure that's why they're using that term, is to make you think of that usage. And
right.
It's just
that's what
seamless.
Even though it's kind of a misnomer. I'm not certain that Jeanette knew everything. One of the reasons we did the do-over was because she didn't actually know all of the models and pricing that she was going to talk about. So the first time we did the interview, I reached out to get this little placard that she had that had all the prices and everything on it, because I was going to hand it to her so she could refer to it in the interview because I knew she needed it. And when I reached over, I don't know what was wrong with this thing, but it exploded. I mean, pieces flew all over. The paper came loose. It was like sandwiched between two pieces of plastic, and it had a little stand, and the stand broke off, and there was shrapnel everywhere.
And it was a fairly small move you made for that much damage. It was incredible. You just kind of flicked your hand and
I think there was something else wrong with it too. I think part of it was that she didn't know the information she was going to be talking about. So when we did the do-over, we made sure she knew it. So let me run. I'm going to test this noise reduction a little bit on this.
capacities depending on what your needs are, all the way from our River series, which is good for camping, the smaller versions over
So
here.
that's this little one
That's
down
this
here. Looks
little
like
one
about
here.
the size of a toaster.
Yes, exactly. Very versatile, very portable.
That's
You just
way
grab it
noise
with one
reduction.
hand. You can power up your tent if you want to when you're camping. You could actually just make sure,
Yeah.
if the only reason why you need a portable power generator is to back
that's
up
if I do it
your
all the way up.
computer or your Wi-Fi during a power outage, that's a perfect option there as well.
Okay, so
And
how that's a many? little too What's the power heavy-handed. level on that?
so this is that I
The
don't
River
have.
3. All right.
So this is the River 3.
Don't let me. Okay. I'm going to declare that enough.
Okay.
Save.
Kepler
Yes.
here is making some noise like he needs to be let out. So is this next one you're reading so I can
Yes.
leave? Okay.
Yeah, it's a good time to go. All right. I'm flying without a net now
Oh, why is that?
because you're not there.
Oh.
Make sure you leave it muted.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to do a bumper there. All right. One thing I want y'all to help me remember is, and I think I've talked about this last time, is Bart has this thing, he calls an audio icon. I would have called it a jingle, but it's this sound. And he wants that played after any time I record him or play him on something. So after security bits, I need to remember to play that. And I've been pretty good. I've remembered it every time so far, but just in case I forget, if you guys can remember, that would be
What
awesome.
about PBS that you've already put in there?
I haven't put PBS in here yet. I'm still...
Oh, I thought that was your first. What was your first?
PB... Oh, no. Not that wasn't him talking. After security bits, when he's done talking, he wants that sound associated with him.
Okay, PBS 177 is the first post in this.
And he's
But
not
you don't
talking.
put the
It's-
audio.
That's me talking about the show. No, PBS
So you
is
don't
not part
insert
of...
the audio. Okay.
Right. Okay, go take the dog out.
First, you got to get started.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. It is hard to find. Yeah, I think it's this one first. Okay. All right, here we go. If you lose your phone and someone of good moral character happens to find it, how would they contact you to return it to you? Well, back in 2012, on episode 395 of the NosillaCast, I told you about a terrific little iOS app called Bob's Contact Lock Screen that solved this very problem. Well, I think I should be able to say the word problem. Way back in 2012, on episode number 395 of the NosillaCast, I told you about a terrific little iOS app called Bob's Contact Lock Screen that solved this very problem. Bob's Contact Lock Screen let you select a photo and then type in a message such as, "If found, call." You then put in someone else's phone number, and remember, you want it to be somebody else's because they have your phone. If they call that number, that's not going to do you any good. You got to have somebody else's phone number in there. Anyway, you could move the text around on screen to anywhere you wanted, and it worked so well with your image, and it respected sacred areas on the screen, like where the time was displayed. You'd save the new image from the app with the text embedded, and then make it your wallpaper. In 2015, when the iPhone 6 came out with a bigger screen, Bob never updated the app to accommodate the new screen size, so it didn't work anymore. With today's operating systems, you could take a screenshot of the image on your phone and use the markup tools in Edit in Apple Photos to type your on-screen message and then save that image. But you'd have to be aware of things like where the time is and the notch and the little home indicator bar at the bottom. It's kind of tedious. It'd be kind of repetitive going back and forth to try to figure out if you did it right. It also means you've only done it to one image, just like with Bob's Contact Lock Screen. Now, years ago, Steve's solution was to choose an image of Saturn for his lock screen, and he typed on the image, "If found, call," followed by my phone number. In all these years, his solution is he's never changed his lock screen. Now, that's great for him, but I like to change my wallpaper pretty often. In fact, right now, I have it cycling through favorite photos of my darling grandchildren. Now, adding Steve's phone number to every image after duplicating them so I don't wreck the real one, that isn't at all practical. I'd all but given up on having the safety net of Steve's phone number on my lock screen. That is, until last week when I heard a quick tip by Elliot on MacGeekGab 1078 that solves this problem. I don't know how Elliot figured this out, but it is by far the easiest, most elegant, and possibly future-proof method of having lock screen message. The trick is to use a focus mode. Now I'll walk you through this process with a few embellishments of my own. On iOS, open Settings, Focus. Tap the plus icon in the upper right to add a new focus mode. On the next screen, you'll be asked what you want to focus on with a few stock options like fitness and gaming. Now, I understand fitness, but gaming? They may have trouble focusing on gaming. Well, anyway, we're going to choose Custom below that. Next, you'll be asked to name your focus. The name you choose will be the lock screen message. In my case, I named my focus If Found Call, followed by Steve's cell phone number. Next, choose an icon for your focus. This will also show on your lock screen. I didn't see a way to not show an icon, which I would have preferred, but I chose the little present icon because it would be a gift to me if someone returned my phone. Next, you'll be shown explanations of options to customize your focus. Just move to the next screen by tapping the Customize Focus button at the bottom. Now you're going to see a plethora of options, including intelligent breakthrough and silencing, along with the ability to choose people and/or apps to break through. You can customize the lock screen or home screen based on being in that focus mode. I didn't mess with any of those options, but below that we can set a schedule. I want my lock screen text to show all day, every day. I selected time and then set my Sunday through Saturday schedule from 9:01 a.m. to 9 a.m. Now, well, technically all day. I can live on the wild side for 1 minute per day without my lock screen message. Now, the only focus mode I normally use is Do Not Disturb. But if you're a big user of focus, you might want to experiment to see whether this scheduled setting might conflict with other focus modes you currently use. I'll be curious to hear if this idea causes any unfortunate side effects for others, so let me know if it does. After this simple setup, my iPhone's lock screen now shows my If Found Call message. Since any device logged into the same Apple account shares the same focus, my iPad now shows the same lock screen message. While the Apple Watch is technically in the same focus, it doesn't display that information anywhere in the interface. I ran a little experiment and changed my focus. Actually, that's not true. It does for Sandy. While the Apple... I'm going to skip over the Apple Watch because I still don't understand what Sandy's seeing, but I don't want to say it because it's not true. I ran a little experiment and changed my focus to Do Not Disturb, and the good news is that it did override my lock screen focus. When I disabled Do Not Disturb, my lock screen focus did not re-enable itself. I'll have to remember to actively re-enable it or let it ride until 9:01 a.m. when it'll turn itself back on. Now, over in the Discord chat for MacGeekGab, a person called My Spoon Is Too Big, which is also fun to say, had another tip for the Mac. They responded to the article that I'm telling you about right now by pointing out that in System Settings, Lock Screen, you can toggle on Show Message When Locked and enter the same If Found Call message. Now, perhaps my Mac will come back to me if I ever leave my precious Mac behind. I'm delighted with Elliot's solution for using a focus mode to put in my little message on screen. It was easy to set up, and so far with the focus enabled, it was working. I seem to be getting notifications from people I care about and the apps I care about. I do still have a fond place in my heart for Bob's Contact lock screen, but this is even better. Now, if this focus method of putting a message on your lock screen doesn't work for you, stay tuned for another article in a little bit. See the paw at the top? It's obscuring any notifications I get. It's from the focus I said. So remember I asked you if you had a complication set up, Sandy? That's got to be a complication that you've got your focus mode showing up there. That's got to be what that is.
Should be editable, I would think, unless this is...
Well, yeah, she'd have to remove... No, she says she only has 4 complications. Well, maybe... See, focus mode. Do focus modes ever show at the top of the of your screen, of your watch screen? Anybody?
Mine cycle through. I'll see the focus mode and then it'll cycle to something.
Oh yeah,
else.
mine's flying around. It's got like a walkie. What is that? Like a walkie-talkies? I don't know. Workout. Yeah, I see the Do Not Disturb, Some icon I can't recognize. Huh. Maybe you're right. My complications are my wife and Allison. That's awesome. All right. We're going to do Encase now with a capital I. Their logo does have a lowercase I. I should get some free stuff from them. I like Encase stuff. All right.
Yes, Encase is the best. Well, one of them.
Whoops. That's not where I wanted that. You go down there, and you go about right here. All right, let's see how that sounds. In a little bit. Steve and I are big fans of Encase in particular. In fact, we just bought an Encase sleeve for our son Kyle after we bought him a MacBook Air. And I'm here with Ashley Holmes from Encase to talk about what they have new this year.
Yes.
Cases for laptops, right?
Oh, we've got a lot more than just that.
Oop.
But I will start with, this is our new crosstown vertical sleeve. So we know that a lot of our users do multiple pieces from our assortment, a tote, a backpack, whatever. So I put my MacBook in here and I stick it into my backpack. I want access from the top.
Oh, yeah, you do. Not from the
instead of having
side.
to pull it up and zip it this way, right? So this is a great feature.
All right. Give you guys something to listen to at a later moment. Now we're going to talk about why that was a dumb way to put it on your lock screen.
This one's a bit longer.
More
photos.
Yeah, a lot of photos. All right, where are you? Unfortunately, Alistair's been at work writing articles for when we're going to be in Japan.
I saw that.
And
He's
so-
an animal.
He's
Got
ridiculous.
like 4 or
He's
5 of them in there.
4 of them in there. So now I can't see my articles. I'm like, what is all this stuff in here? All right. Jill has hers written. You guys are nuts. I've got next week's written. Slide that over. All right.
But she thanks you, even though you're nuts.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, wrong track. All right, here we go. So you may remember just a few minutes ago, I finished telling you about the cool trick to use focus modes to put an if found call message on your lock screen. But I may have an even easier method. I posted a link to the previous article in the Mac Geek Gab Discord, since that's where Elliot had given the quick tip idea. Someone who goes by the handle of My Spoon is Too Big. Wait, no. My Spoon is Too Big responded by saying it caused issues with his other focus modes, and he offered what might be an even better way to accomplish the same task. They walked me through how to do the same thing using the free version of the iOS app Widgetsmith. Widgetsmith is from the great developer David Smith, who brought us such fine apps as Pedometer++. I'll go through the steps My Spoon is Too Big explained to me. But before we kick in, to the best of my ability to test, it appears that... That's a bad way to say that. I'll go through the steps My Spoon is Too Big explained to me. But before... I do want to let you know that to the best of my ability to test it, it does appear that Widgetsmith is accessible using VoiceOver on iOS. All right, in Widgetsmith, across the bottom, you'll see a series of tabs. Widgetsmith is free to download, but is ad-supported and does have ways to pay for premium services. But we're going to be working just with the free version. Across the bottom, you'll see a series of tabs. We are only going to be working in the first tab of the interface called Widgets. Now, like I said, you'll see an ad at the top unless you have a premium subscription. Then there's a couple of videos to teach you how to configure different widgets. Below that, you'll see 4 rounded rectangle buttons where you can choose what kind of widget you want to create. We want to select lock screen, so let's narrow our search down by selecting that button first. Now we have to find the right widget. We want to add text to our lock screen, so you might be tempted to choose the very first option, Add Text Widget. Oddly, That's the wrong answer. It appears you can't add text widgets to the lock screen. Instead, we need to add... Oh, shoo. Does not care. Watching the Oscars then? Let's see. Oh, there's a Y at the end of this sentence, Steve. It says, instead, we need to select add rectangular widget Y. You see that? I can fix it if you can't.
Oh, I do see the Y. Why not?
Okay. It's to the lock screen.
I'll get rid of it.
Thank you. Instead, we need to select add rectangular widget. Now, the next screen has quite a few tabs, but widget is chosen, and that's where we want to stay for now. Even though we don't want a photo, under the photo section, you'll see one that says custom text, and it shows a colorful rectangle with the words your text here on it. That's the one we want. With custom text selected, we need to select the text tab at the top of the screen. Now, this screen lets us enter our custom text. If you put if found call, followed by the phone number all on one line, the font will be wee tiny on your widget. I recommend replacing the default text with if found call on the first line and then the phone number on the second line. At the top center of the screen, you'll see the default name of the widget. It's called rectangular number 1. And just under that is the word settings. It's very hard to tell, but that's actually a button. If you select settings, you can change the name of your widget. In a moment of whimsy, I changed rectangular number 1 to if found call. Now hit the back button and you'll see your new text for the widget and the new name at the bottom of the screen. Top of the screen. Now hit the back button and you'll see your new text for the widget and the new name at the top of the screen. Hit save in the top. How hard is that? Hit save in the upper right. Now back on the main page under rectangular widgets, you should see your newly named widget with its custom text under rectangular widgets. We're done with WidgetSmith for now, so let's enable the widget on our lock screen next. First, lock your phone using the side button. Tap it once to wake up the phone. Press and hold anywhere on the screen to bring up the option to customize your lock screen. You'll be given the option of lock screen or home screen, and of course we want to select the lock screen. This reveals a rectangular box under the clock that says Add Widgets. When selected, a pane will slide up from the bottom, giving you the option to add different built-in widgets, as well as those offered by your installed apps. Can you find... Yeah, no, not that we know of. Steve, can you find install apps? Do Command F on install apps. It should be installed apps.
Installed apps instead of install apps.
Yeah. And you are putting the screenshots of our darling Sienna in there. Are there too many?
Yes.
Aw. Your installed apps.
I'll put one in.
Scroll all the way down.
Oh, sorry.
What?
You did get permission from Lindsay to put these
Yes,
in.
I did.
Okay, good.
Be a little late to ask me now.
Yep.
Scroll all the way down to W in the list of apps and select WidgetSmith. Swipe past circular widgets and choose rectangular widgets. Close the WidgetSmith pane with the X. Now you'll see a gray rectangle kind of plopped into the wide rectangular widget area underneath the clock on your phone. Tap the gray rectangle once, which allows you to select from your rectangular widgets in the WidgetSmith app. In my case, I just have the one called If Found Call. Now, the gray rectangle has been replaced by the text you entered for that rectangular widget. You can close the lower pane with the X and finally hit Done in the upper right. Your lock screen now has your fancy If Found Call widget. The only thing that bothers me about this is that it's left justified. You can drag it to the right, but you cannot drag it to the center. I had a genius idea. Using WidgetSmith, I created two circular widgets, which are half the width of a rectangular widget. My idea was to leave them blank, but put the rectangular widget between them. Sadly, Apple doesn't let you do that. Your text must be on the left or the right. It cannot be in the center. Now, I know people grew weary of the saying, well, if Steve Jobs were still alive, but I am positive if he were alive, and I sent him a screenshot of this OCD-inflicting lack of centering, heads would roll in the widget department. Now, while we can't center the widget like nature intended, we can make this widget slightly more interesting. Open up Widgetsmith again and select your new rectangular text widget. The second tab on the top is Theme. You can change the background of the widget to make it stand out more by either adding a standard or a solid background. The default is none. Standard appears to fill the rectangle with kind of a translucent color complementary to the image behind it, while solid is opaque. I don't like that one because it'll cover up some of your wallpaper, so I actually prefer none on this. However, I did have some fun changing the font for my widget from this same Theme tab. Some of the fonts have a star next to them, which I just presumed meant it was part of the paid-for Widgetsmith, but it turns out I was able to choose even those with the free version. Have fun choosing a font that you hope will get that good Samaritan to call you to return your phone. Let's see. The bottom line is, I think this is a better solution than using a focus mode, especially for those who enjoy focus modes for their intended use. In describing focus modes for the message, I had a moment of pause before I said, as you may recall, that it was future-proof. But I did think the solution would last longer than the 1 day between my two articles. Now, I do prefer the text at the bottom of the screen like we had with focus modes, but this is probably a more resilient method. Many thanks to My Spoon is Too Big for the hand-holding figuring this all out. Widgetsmith looks like a terrific app with tons of fun to be had. I haven't even begun to describe all of the other free features of this app. If you want to have even more options like interactive widgets, premium icon packs, premium themes, weather, air and quality, and... Okay, too much mumbling over. Widgetsmith looks like a terrific app with tons of fun to be had. I haven't even begun to describe all of the other free features of this app. If you want to have even more options like interactive widgets, premium icon packs, premium themes, weather, air quality, and pollen widgets, consider supporting David, or as he seems to like to be called, _. You can do that by subscribing to his app for $2 a month or $20 per year. Now, I have to go to the... I got to go read a comment because somebody figured out how to center the text, almost.
Oh, that'll answer Sandy's question.
No, she wanted it at the bottom.
Okay. So you can only put it in certain places. You can't put it anywhere you want.
You can only put it right under the clock. It's the only place that I've been able to figure out. You would think I was done with this topic, but after I posted that version of how to put your if found call message on your screen, someone named Brian514 gave a tip on how to get this message to be sort of centered on the lock screen. It doesn't work perfectly, but it's a clever way. He said, about not being able to aesthetically center the widget, I would do the following. First, create a rectangular widget that reads if found call. Optionally have its text aligned to the right. Create another rectangular widget that gives your phone number. Optionally have its text aligned to the left. Add the widget created in step 1 to the left side of the lock screen and the second widget to the right side of the lock screen. And then know that Steve Jobs would still disapprove of your messing around with his lock screen. I just love that. Now, the only problem with doing this, I did follow through with this and I've set mine up this way, is the font is different sizes for the two blocks because it has a different amount of text, and that bothers me a little bit, and there's still a gap between them for some reason. But at least it's not off-center, so I think I still like it better. Anyway, I've had a lot of fun with this, and I really appreciate the folks in the Mac Geek Gab community coming to my aid to figure out how to get my precious if found call message back on my lock screen. Okay, you started talking while I was still recording.
You were still recording.
Yeah, the part where I'm talking.
No,
we've talked about this, dear. What genius thing did you have to say while I was recording, dear?
I was just agreeing. It was with some comment you made. Like I said, I didn't know you were recording. I could have known, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm. It's not like we've ever had this conversation before, dear. No, not ever.
I could do this and see there's no red or red being applied.
What are you doing? Oh, I don't look at the screen. Yeah. If the red thing's lit up. Let's see. Okay. Okay, shift cam. This is going to be a long show. Security boots took a whole hour. Shift cam, and there's an F in that. That was funny. Who wrote that?
I did.
No.
Oh no. Yeah. Who was that?
Somebody, when Steve posted this interview with shift cam, somebody in Slack wrote that they didn't read it as that the first time. I liked your answer. You said, yeah, that F is doing a lot of heavy lifting. All right. Let's hear how this goes. On my lock screen. I'm in the shift cam booth, and I actually came to hear about some camera gear, but we're going to start in a completely different spot here. I'm with Benson Chu.
Yes.
Hi, how are you doing?
Very good, very good. How are you today?
This is an audio podcast and a video, so describe in detail what you've got in your hand here.
Sure. What I got in my hand right now is the smallest SSD in the world. It's a small, some people describe it as it's like a bubble gum. So small that it actually sit very flat at the bottom of your phone, and so that it disappears in your arm when you're holding it to shoot horizontally, and it fits in your pocket as if you don't have anything on the phone.
So he's just connected it through USB-C.
Exactly, and then it is 10 Gbps, which is the fastest, which is a fast standard on actually storage. You can shoot with like Apple ProRes, 4K, 120 frame without any drop frame, no problems.
All right, that's very cool. What is that called?
It's called Plank.
Plank?
Yes.
That's a good name.
Yeah.
All right. What else you got? Have you noticed that I don't, every time I talk to somebody, I tell them to describe it in detail. I've even started telling people, just pretend the audience is blind and describe it as though they can't see anything you're doing here. Hardly anybody ever explains it. Have you noticed that, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah, they're not used to doing that. And it's a skill. Not everyone can do it easily.
I guess. What's that?
Biting the cord. Biting my audio cable.
Do you need to? Does he need to be on the show for a minute?
It's getting a little harder to lift.
Oh, come on, you can do it. You were carrying him around upside down last night.
Come here.
He's still a little buddy. He is. I mean, he's bigger than Shoo Shoo. There he is. Hi, Kepler.
Say hi to everyone, Cap.
Does not know his name.
Hello, everybody.
He's so mellow, so good-natured.
Yeah, he's pretty good. All right.
Okay. Puppy. See, I told you, nobody's been talking to me about the other stuff, but they're all excited about Puppy, right?
I think he's getting hungry.
Yeah, I think he wants to eat at 6. And he's been having to eat later than that. So let's see. I'm going to put in a chapter mark here. And support the show. Copy link. All right. I've got my little cha-ching. Good. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know how sometimes you're listening to a podcast and you think, wow, I really learned something cool. Actually, it bothers me when I hear your voice while I'm recording. Okay, he stopped now. Good. Well, you know how sometimes you're listening to a podcast and you think, wow, I really learned something cool just now. Or maybe, that was a fascinating conversation. Or possibly, wow, I bet it's a lot of work to put together podcasts like this every single week. In these moments, you might be thinking that you should reward the podcaster for her hard work, but it feels like, too much friction. What if you could just go to something like, podfeet.com/donate and use Apple Pay to buy me a coffee, or 3 coffees, or 5 coffees, or even more coffees if you want. That's what the delightful David Ragsdale did just this last week. Easy as anything, nearly zero friction to hit that Apple Pay button. And you know what? It made me feel like I had a pat on my little pumpkin head for doing all this work. Be delightful like David and go there right now. I had fun writing that one. All right, security bits. I should reward the producer. Well, I bought the producer some new toys with some of the money that I make. He's going to be able to record even cooler video, right, Steve?
Yes. Why did you date it March 3rd for security bits?
It's a great question.
Do you want me to change that?
Yeah, why is it called that? That's got to be Bart. Bart did that.
Oh.
I do a straight copy from Bart.
It's not UTC plus 8. Well, but that was today.
It was today.
Even in his time zone. Right now it's March.
No,
3rd,
that's weird. No, it just got copied wrong.
Oh.
It's correct in his. That is very strange. What is it on the blog post? Does it say the 3rd?
3 March. 3 March.
Yeah, go ahead and change it.
All right.
That's very confusing. Okay. So I need to change that to 2 March. How did I do that? Because that's all done automated.
Yeah, not clear.
Huh. But the article knows it's 02. It's very weird. I got to go figure that out. That's fun. Steve's audio is lower than yours. I like him with lower audio. Security bits. Okay. And then we're going to go get, let's see, me and Steve. No,
Steve?
It's not Steve, Bart. It's the Ides of March come early, huh? All right, let's see. It should be about like that. T. Oh, you'll like Bart's plink today, Steve. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, here we go.
Plink again.
Plink again? Was it? He had already said it.
Plink again.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, it's that time of the week. Okay, good. Yeah, we started recording, and then immediately Steve, Bart said, "Oh my gosh, you're going to have to delete this thing that's in the show notes." And I was like, "Well, we just started talking. Let's just get it right before we do that." So, all right, let's see. All righty, let's try you about right there. Let's see how that lines up. Go there right now. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Security Bits. Nailed Bart it. Bouchatz. How's the security weather look like today, Bart?
Cloudy with a chance of data breach. For meatballs.
Perfect. Oh, yeah. Well, what do we got?
What do we got? Okay. I don't tell you every single time attackers do something to attack developers.
I just noticed something. I need to put him on a different track. Because he's getting the noise reduction.
Oh.
I don't remember how to add new tracks. Oh, look, add track.
I'm sure something will go horribly wrong. How do you know which one of those two?
Because this is called track 5 and the other one's called interview.
Okay.
Well, it's that time of the week again. It's
Okay.
That's better.
I don't tell you every single time attackers do something to attack developers because that has become the new, oh, look, there's a vulnerability in a PDF, right? So, yay, ish.
perfect. But so for people who don't know, oh, come on. It's kind of a long gap there. All right. I'm going to take that, go to the end. And
Next time, stay patched so you stay secure.
okay. And what are you guys supposed to remind me to do?
Jingle. Or audio.
Because it is audio icon.
Audio icon. It sounds a little like the Intel Inside audio icon.
Yep. Here we go.
Stay patched so you stay secure.
That's good.
Okay.
I think that works.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Well, that's going to wind us up for this week. Did you know you can email me at allison@podfeed.com anytime you like? A lot of you do, and I love getting email from you. It's a lot of fun. If you have a question or a suggestion, just send it on over. Remember, everything good starts with podfeet.com. You can follow me on Mastodon at podfeet.com/Mastodon. If you want to listen to the podcast on YouTube, just go on over to podfeet.com/YouTube. If you want to join in the conversation, you can join our Slack community by going to podfeet.com/Slack. And there you can talk to me and all of the other lovely NosillaCastaways. You can support the show at podfeet.com/Patreon or with a one-time donation at podfeet.com/donate. Like, why can't I ever remember somebody's name from just like 5 seconds ago? What was his name? Daniel? David. Or with a one-time donation. You can support right there. David? Is that what I just said? Jeez. Mine like a goldfish here. Okay, David. You can support the show by going to podfeet.com/Patreon or with a one-time donation at podfeet.com/donate, where you can buy me a coffee like David did with Apple Pay or any credit card for that matter. Or you can go to podfeet.com/PayPal. And if you want to join in the fun of the live show, head on over to podfeet.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening and stay subscribed. All right, Steve. Hey, are we going to do the live show from San Diego when we're there for a couple of weeks?
Sure. I think we should. Let's see. Is it going to be 2 weeks in a row? Let's take a look.
Is it going to be 2? It might just be 1 if we leave right after Sienna's birthday. And stay subscribed.
Yeah, so I think we should at least do. We should plan on that.
All right.
There's nothing. Well, wait a minute.
Thanks, Kurt.
Is that Nolan's birthday? No, that's Saturday. Okay. So
yeah, no, Nolan will be in Costa Rica when on his birthday. Lindsay and Nolan are going to celebrate their 10-year anniversary in Costa Rica, and we're going to help take care of the kids.
So the Sunday we're talking about here is the 16th of March, right?
Yeah.
Not next Sunday, the 9th.
Yeah, I wanted to bring
just
this
have
up.
a regular show next Sunday.
Yeah, so we've got next Sunday, we got the 9th is fine, the 16th is fine, the 23rd will be in San Diego, probably come back by...
Oh,
but Kyle and Parker don't...
Kids,
yeah, we'll be watching the kids while doing the live show. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't know.
Dibs on Forbes.
Yeah.
Sienna's a little bit harder to control. But right after that, we go to Japan. So you won't have, if you want to mark your calendars, there will be no live show on the 13th or 20th.
Right.
So there won't be one on Easter Sunday or on Palm Sunday, if that helps you. But we are actually, I know I've said it before, but I'm still so excited. We're going to get to meet Franco Carroll and Michael Westbay in, I forget, one of the cities. Steve has been arranging
Tokyo.
it. And a couple other people, too, at different cities. So.
And David Bogdan?
Yeah, David Bogdan has been a fan of the show, written to me and Bart for ages and ages, and finally going to get to meet him. Mm-hmm. All right. Extended Ides then. The extended Ides of March. All right. I think Kevin told us to save and count chapters.
Okay. Let me get on that.
This is a lot of chapters.
Don't count. I can hear you.
9, 10, 11. I know. I'm doing it because you talk over when I'm doing it. I get 8.
8. Yep.
All righty. Let me hit export here and export the audio. Looks like we're going to finish up a little bit early tonight.
Yes.
You're going to Austin at the end of March? And Minnesota? And then Vegas? Oh my gosh. Zoe, you know who lives in Las Vegas? Sandy lives near Las Vegas. But we won't get to see... Wait, when will you be in Vegas?
Technically not Vegas.
No, but...
Close.
Close enough to meet up. Yeah, when will you be in Vegas, Zoe? No live birthday wishes. Oh, you mean for me and Steve? Yeah, we will be in Japan on our actual birthday.
Yep.
You can just wish us happy birthday right now if you want. You gave us a cake already. 26 April to 2nd May. Shoot, you know what? Yeah, no, we're going to be fetching the dog, the rotten dog. All right, I'm actually done.
Okay.
And I'm going to start uploading the show now. So
Let's wrap this up.
I think we should wrap this up. I would, I guess I just say goodbye, right?
Yeah.
Anything else we need to say? Uh-oh, John's saying something in Japanese. I don't know any Japanese, I'm afraid. All right.
I think he's saying you did a lovely show tonight, Allison. Well done.
Best ever. I appreciate the compliment. Oh, it's happy birthday. That's fun too.
Ah.
All right. Have fun there, Michael.
Yeah,
nice
enjoy
to
the
see you,
launch.
everybody.
I'll look forward to seeing your photos from the launch and hopefully the landing too.
All right. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.